The end of an era, the beginning of everything else. That is the tagline for The Kissing Booth 3, the final film in the hit Netflix teen rom-com trilogy. And here to talk all about those complicated feelings, at least on this end of the table, is one of the big stars of the film, actor Joel Courtney. Joel, thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
3 films over a 4-year span, tons of support from fans and Netflix alike. How does it feel to be a part of something like that?
It's an honor. It's been such an incredible journey. We've been kind of like shepherded and guided by Netflix producers, our director Vince Marcello. Like it's just been an incredible journey. So enjoyable, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, for sure. You've been very lucky to have the same director, same cast all the way through. And now, as it draws to a close, what do you think you'll miss the most out of this experience?
On set, working with Joey King and just laughing our heads off. I mean, that was a daily thing. We really got to like bond. We spent hours and hours and hours, day shoots, night shoots. It was a lot of the two of us, and we just had the greatest time.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that vibe. I mean, especially I love the fact that these movies include the blooper reels at the end and kind of see the real stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you could tell the kind of bond that you have, which is incredible and admirable. It's awesome to see. This film seems like it was a wild ride all the way through for you and your co-stars. And if I remember correctly, you had to practically keep this one a secret until it was announced officially, right? So how hard was that for you? And did you have any close calls?
It was super tough because we had announced the first, and we knew that we were going to be shooting 2 and 3 at the same time. When you're filming in a public location, you've got the slate, Kissing Booth 3,
right.
51, take 4, right? And you've got background actors going, Kissing Booth 3? What? We're like, oh, you're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, here, sign
that's
this.
Not public. You can't talk about that. You can't talk about that. And then later, when we were strictly filming number 3, we'd wrapped out 2, and we were in Durban doing the majority of number 3. This was towards the end of the shoot. I was surfing at one point, and there were some guys out there. They recognized me, and they like paddled over to me. We're like just sitting in the waves. They're talking, and they're like, "Hey, man, we heard that maybe there's a number 3." I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's a rumor. That is a rumor. I shut it down so fast. Also, I have no poker face. So there is a
right.
total chance that I confirmed that there was a number 3 without even knowing about it.
I just picture like one of those classic movie moments where somebody in a van pulls up, opens that, puts a bag over that guy's head and tosses him right in.
Yeah.
Like, no, Kissing Booth 3 never happened.
Kissing Booth was not happening, and no one ever heard from him again.
Exactly. But you did mention some of the locales. I am interested because there's so many things you guys are doing in this film. It's not just stagnant in one location. How many so basically it's a tourism guide for California in the movie. And I know, the last couple films have been shot in Cape Town, right? For the majority. So where was this one for the majority? Or was it just all over the map?
So we filmed all 3 movies in Cape Town, and we did establishing shots throughout LA, which was awesome.
Okay.
The majority of the film we filmed at the end of our 3.5-month gap of time where we were filming, and we were in Durban. So we took the entire cast, the entire crew, we moved them to a different city.
Right.
And we filmed, and it was basically a beach town. We just stayed in like this little beach town, like just a couple of hotels, like 1 restaurant, 2 restaurants, maybe. It was a really small community. And we ended up filming just like 10 minutes down the road on that scene, on that coast, where we walk through the house, we open up the curtains, and it opens up, and it was just stunning. Like the water was so blue. The palm trees are just blowing in the wind. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, we filmed there for a month straight, and that was mostly number 3.
Okay.
And then we were down in Cape Town a little bit doing city shots here and there, but it was a lot in Durban. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about one of the main pieces of the film, the beach bucket list, because you guys apparently love the list. Anything that where you can create some larger thing around that. It was the rules, now it's the beach bucket list. It feels like Vince Marcello saw your appearance on Double Dare a couple years back and was like, yeah, let's just do all that. Let's just do that, just bigger. So do you have any input on this list, or like, because this movie wasn't based on a book for once, right?
So Beth Riekels, the writer of the original book, she had a summer, like a beach summer book.
Right.
And I think the idea was that like we'll do the summer before college, where Elle has to choose what she's going to do, right? But I don't think any of the direct story content was used. So yeah, no, the beach bucket list was huge. We didn't really have any say because they structured like the script around crazy things that we would want to do as kids. Like what would a kid want to do? Sing with helium. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
You would want to jump a dirt bike from one building to another. In hindsight, that's not a great idea. You literally die doing that if you're not properly trained. And like skydiving, like fun things like that. And so then we would do montages where we would just do like a bunch of bucket list things, and we kind of went from there. But yeah, I remember the first time reading through the list of bucket list items things, I was like, wow, this is a strong bucket list. This is a very, very strong bucket list.
Yeah. Did you have was any of them like particularly hard to shoot?
Yeah, race day was nuts. So race day was 2 weeks. So there were weather issues, there were reshoots. It was so it was almost choreographed like a dance.
Right.
The way that Vince Marcello kind of like structured it and wrote it out and planned it in his head, like very, very specific, like this happens and then this shot and then this and then and like, so we went in, we got like as much as we possibly could. And then we went in to do pickups later on. So in total, I think we ended up doing like 10, 12 days of that.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, especially in that costume.
That wig went on every time it went on. I was like, this wig. The dress didn't really bother me. The gloves, like annoying, like pushing them up before every take, not so bad. The wig like itched. It was crazy. It was huge. But our hair department was phenomenal, and they were able to keep it on, even though I was driving go-karts and dirt and everything. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, we've all gone to a Halloween party where like you start the night in one gorgeous costume or whatever that you spent your heart on. And then within an hour, you're just like, nope, this is falling apart. I'm over it. Like, let's just get back in regular clothes. I don't want to do this anymore. So my heart goes out to you on that one, especially to do it for that length of time. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Elle mentions in the movie, like one of the items could get you arrested. I thought they showed most of the list. I don't know. Was she talking about a specific one? Did we see that one in the movie?
So I think that was actually an ad-lib. If I'm not mistaken, there were a couple that could definitely get us hurt. But I think she like ad-libbed that one, and like my laugh, because she says, "Ooh, that one could get us arrested," and I honestly laughed. And then I brought it back down and was like, oh yeah, you're right. I was trying to save it so that the take was usable, but yeah, oh man. I don't actually remember if there was one that got us arrested or could have gotten us arrested.
I don't know. The dirt bike one seems like if you did it in the wrong place, you're probably like, where are you setting that one up to not get arrested?
Yeah, we ended up filming that one on top of I want to say one of the buildings in like downtown LA, but not
Wow.
like the skyscrapers, the area around that are like 7, 8 floors. We were
Right.
on top of that building, and I think it must have hit the editing floor because I specifically remember filming that, and I don't think it made it in the movie.
I don't think so.
But yeah, they had us like harnessed, and then they had Jacob on top, and like he was like grabbing us off the bikes, and then we threw the bikes off of the building onto the alley below. They were like, "Don't hit the camera, but aim in this general direction." And we had two guys just like throw them off the roof,
Oh my God.
and they just blew up on impact because it was like 8 floors. It was crazy.
That is awesome. It is a delightful film, and I'm sad to see the trilogy come to an end. Also, this year, To All the Boys ended as well.
Yeah.
And somewhere like a 14-year-old is just a puddled mess sitting on the ground, just so upset.
Crying themselves to sleep every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix is going to need to come out with a new rom-com trilogy.
For sure.
The
Because
pressure's on because there's a fan base there that's like, no.
yeah, there's a big appetite for it, and it's one of those things that these two film series, they brought back like kind of like a whole genre here with the teen rom-com genre. Do you think that the genre was helped by what you had, and that it's going to be here to stay, like something will just prop back up in its place?
I do like to think that Netflix kind of reinvigorated the teen rom-com. I also love the nod to the old Hughes movies with Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
It feels like a passing of the baton from Molly to Joey, and it was just super fun having her on set. She's awesome. She's a legend. But yeah, I'd like to think that Netflix has like breathed like life into the teen rom-com, and I mean I definitely feel like they have. To All the Boys, Kissing Booth, like it's popping up again,
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I love these films. I'm glad that they did all that too, especially like part one. They really went full force on the Breakfast Club stuff, and a few lines of, I think even this one has a line from Pretty in Pink that she has. So yeah, I'm a big fan too, and I appreciate all that. So rule number 21, Joel, I just want to refresh your memory. If you see something awesome, show your best friend. And now that we are totally best friends, what was the last awesome thing you saw?
You know what? I watched The Departed recently. Cannot get enough of that movie.
Yeah.
Even though that's a throwback, I highly recommend it for everyone.
Yeah, if that's considered a throwback, I'm losing my mind. But but yeah, absolutely. Scorsese, hey, he's a Netflix guy too. So
absolutely, yeah.
He's fully on board there too. So who knows what we'll see from him. But absolutely, that is a classic movie. I absolutely love that one too as well. I appreciate you taking the time. You also have another Netflix movie, Players, coming up too, right?
Yeah, it's with Gina Rodriguez and Damon Wayans Jr. and Tom Ellis, Augustus Prue, myself, and Liza Koshy. And it is going to rock. We are done with week 2 now, and we're just having the best time. It's so good. I'm like, I can't really say anything. There's nothing really public about it, but it has been just so much fun. And I'm really excited to work with Netflix again. It feels like home, it's comfortable. Like I know the people. I just like it.
Yeah, there's tons of Netflix all-stars in there, yourself included. So I look forward to that. Hopefully we can chat again when that comes through, but appreciate you taking the time today, and congratulations on this trilogy. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.